Hello, namaste everyone. Welcome back to the seventh live that I have been waiting for doing. This time it was a little late because I was caught up with so many things. But yes, finally I'm here, and I have got a lot of questions from a lot of people. So first time, usually I get to the emails first, but now this time I'm going to the live YouTube chat first because there are already a lot of questions that are popping up there. So, Gold Drop is asking, is it better to avoid my twin flame while I work on myself during the separation stage? There are two points I have to say. First is, if you are deciding that, okay, better let me avoid my twin flame because I want to work on myself, this is coming from the energy that you're holding. There is some sort of a running energy or some sort of an imbalance inside you. And that is why you feel the need to avoid. So either it is fear that this whole connection becomes overwhelming, or you end up having fights with your twin flame, or your twin flame ends up hurting you, or you end up getting hurt with your twin flame. um so the thing is better not to go there and better to avoid. So there is some sort of an energetic imbalance between both of you, and that is why you feel that it is better to avoid your twin flame. If you are understanding that the energies are imbalanced and right now it's not serving you, yes, you could probably decide that it's better to avoid to meet. But you have to also need to be mindful about this particular thing, that is it that you are kind of deciding this from your ego mind? Is there anything that you're running from? All these questions you need to ask, and when you're clear that okay, whatever needs to be faced by you, you're facing it, and even after that you feel like restraining that connection. If you want to do that, you can definitely do that. Somewhere I feel that putting some sort of a boundary to yourself when certain things doesn't serve you, definitely you can go ahead and do whatever is needed. So yeah, in some way I would say it depends upon your discernment and where it is coming from. um I hope that answers your question. Then another thing, the same person is asking, my twin and I have been in the separation stage for a year and a half. I am getting rather lonely at this point. Is it okay to date while going through this journey? um I think it depends person to person. I don't see these things as a right or a wrong thing to do. We are souls, we are free spirits, which we don't consider. Most often, we are completely limiting ourselves in the societal belief systems or our conditioning or whatever it is. But somewhere, if you choose to be limitless and you want to choose for whatever options that feels right for you personally, you can absolutely explore whatever you feel you need. So if you feel like going out, spending your time meeting new people, dating them, that's perfectly fine. I don't see anything that is taboo over there. um, in my personal experience, since I met my twin flame, I never was attracted to anybody um, where I really felt that, yeah, I want to date this person, except one or two people, but it never actually reached to this whole stage of actually dating them. So yeah, I still have very nice connection with these people who were some sort of more than a friend to me. I still hold very cordial connections with these people, but I never dated anybody since I met my twin flame. It's not that I had decided that I don't want to, but it just didn't happen. I couldn't do it. So there are mix of people I meet. Some are like this, that who are just not able to. It's not that they don't want to, but it just doesn't happen in their life that they actually got attracted to somebody and they really felt like dating that person. That also can happen. But the other thing also can happen, that you actually met somebody and you felt like dating them and everything went smooth and you had a good time with that person, apart from having your twin flame. That is also possible, and I have no judgments about it. You can decide for yourself. Then does my twin flame think about me as much as I think about him? Absolutely yes. Though it depends upon a certain important factor. According to my experience, like in the initial stage of my journey, the way I was thinking about my twin flame was not thinking about me, because somewhere we had not come into alignment with each other mentally or emotionally. So he was kind of putting me down, he was ignoring me. So our connection was not tamed, it was very special, but it was negatively special because he used to hate me, he used to bully me. So obviously he was obviously not thinking about me the way I used to think about him. But the way we progressed in our journey, that changed. So from that experience, what I have understood, that it all depends upon how well you are aligning with each other. If there is any sort of alignment that is happening with each other emotionally or energetically or mentally, the amount of thoughts or that sense of energy that we feel for each other will keep increasing. So it depends. Where do you stand in terms of your alignment? It all depends upon that, how much they actually actively think about it. Then Alisha is asking, what is the relationship between twin flames and full moon? I don't think we have to categorize twin flames separately when it comes to full moon, because I think spiritually speaking, and even galactically speaking, I also had this live video with Anya, whose mentor is Onek, who is a Venusian. I won't call her a star seed. She physically manifested herself here from planet Venus, and she retains all her memory from the planet Venus. So she is a spiritual master, spiritual teacher, and she has talked a lot about how any moon of any planet affects the consciousness of that planet. So Earth is the only unique planet, at least in our solar system, as far as we know, that has one moon. And only one moon, having any planet having only one moon, um, kind of gets into some sort of an imbalance of your mental states, because the consciousness of the moon directly impacts your mind. So moon is directly related to your mind. Most of the other planets in our solar system have more than one moon. So the lives over there are more balanced. I'm not talking about third dimensional life, but there are planets in our solar systems that have civilizations and colonies and certain, life or whatever, people like souls who are living there at civilizations in different dimensions, not in the third dimension. So these civilizations have chosen these planets because they have more than one moon. Planet Earth is the only planet which has got this very tough kind of a scenario where we only have one moon and it affects us mentally. So when there is a full moon or there is a no moon, and all the states in between, they are absolutely impacting everything that exists on this planet, including human beings, including animals, including any other natural element that exists on this planet. So yes, moon is always impacting us on a mental level, subconscious level. And most of our mental diseases, imbalances, or whatever we are facing because we have only one moon to this planet. So it's not just exclusive to twin flames, but I think for everybody. Then Alisha is asking, did Prasad also suffer economically, socially, and mentally for getting awakened? do share his experiences according to your perspective, and how those particular experiences helped him in his awakening. Okay, that's a good question. Actually, I'm working on something where I'm going to record videos, especially to explain the other twins' life or perspective, because I have so much information about Prasad's side of the story, right, which I have hardly shared in detail with anybody. So I would obviously do that in due course of time. But coming to this question, Prasad was a very good networker. So socially, I think he was doing absolutely well. And he definitely went through several dark nights in his life. But the kind of trigger I got when it completely pulled me out of my solar plexus, and I started disassociating with this worldly life and the matrix life. He was almost there, but when he passed away, he had not completely shifted to that state of awareness where I was pulled, just like maybe a year back or 2 years back. But that thing happened after he passed away. So he started vibrating from that state after his passing. But when he was here, he was very much operating from the matrix, though his heart was obviously activated and he was understanding a lot of things. He definitely suffered with economical issues. He definitely suffered with mental issues, a lot of childhood trauma, a lot of self-worth issues. Though as he was pretty much an evolved soul, I think he handled it pretty well. I will be, broadcasting a special video on that specific topic. But yeah, the answer to your question is that yes, he definitely went through several dark nights in his life. And this journey also was kind of an integral part of that whole experience. Then Divya is asking, hi ma'am, how are you? I'm absolutely fine. Thank you. Okay, Saili is asking that I'm mentally not chasing him and I'm busy with my work. I'm doing my inner work, but at the same time, I feel this connection is over. So I think it's very natural for you to feel that this connection is over. And somehow it is, it's a good time. If you're feeling that this connection is over, that means you are kind of coming to some sort of a normal state. You are not having that third energy sensation around you. When you are having that third energy around you where you feel them all the time 24/7, you are into this whole restless kind of a state of mind. So there are times in this journey where you will completely feel that you are not feeling anything for your twin flame. Your connection is completely dormant, and as if you have come out of some dark tunnel and it seems that it was just a dream. You are not having any emotional feeling or craving for your twin flame. Such things happen. I have also made a specific video on this. Such things such periods come in your life when either you are supposed to focus on anything that is your karmic contract, your karmic duty, something that you really need to look into, or learn some new life skill, or learn something that is important to your soul path that you had chosen as a soul, and you need to pay attention very specifically to that task. In that specific period, this whole third energy that you feel for your twin flame will diminish completely. And you start wondering that whatever you were feeling for your twin flame, was it just an illusion? And is it like gone forever or not? So if you are experiencing that sort of a period, just enjoy, because such periods will come and they will give you some sort of a relief. like, okay, I'm not getting exhausted anymore, I'm feeling normal. There will be a time when that third energy will start coming back again. Again, you will start feeling the presence of your twin flame. So don't worry, it's not over or anything of that sort. It is just that period where you have been given some sort of a break. So enjoy your time and just acknowledge that this is one of that periods. Then Megha is saying, very insightful what you shared about the moon. Can you share some things about how to stay balanced when we get triggered around full moon? I think I had consulted something with somebody, and somewhere okay, there are a lot of things which you could do. It's not a big thing, of course, it's not a rocket science, but just being mindful or doing meditation during full moon, or even praying to, balance your, like, moon is a feminine energy, right? So if there is any sort of astrologically speaking, if the planet moon is malefic for you and if it doesn't serve you, that also will start affect, like full moon will start affecting you in a different ways, like it will trigger you negatively. So there are a number of things that person can do, but I think I'm not right now prepared with the whole list that, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the things you should do to manage the moon triggers. What I can do is I can prepare that list so that I don't miss anything right now, because I don't want to give halfway answer of this question. Let me prepare the whole list of all the things that you need to do to manage the moon triggers, and I can upload that video. I hope that's fine. Then Divya is asking, share some insights about what stage we get connected to our guru, ascended masters. Okay, it's a very nice question. Thank you for asking that, Divya. Somewhere I feel that most of us, who are conditioned with this thought, especially if you are from India, our conditioning is this, that if you really need to get enlightened and attain the moksha, or the end of the cycle of life and death, you need a guru. And only when you meet your guru, you will be escalated to this whole spiritual liberation or this karmic liberation. This particular factor was true in ancient times, because the kind of consciousness that this planet was holding was so dense or so unawakened that you really needed some messenger of God or some ascended master to actually come and shift you to a different awareness altogether. However, now, if you are looking at the current timeline, the things have changed drastically. Most of the people right now on planet Earth are volunteers, light workers, already ascended in many ways on a soul level. Only thing is that they are not becoming aware. Most of them are in the process of awakening. Many of them have not yet awakened. Some of us who have already awakened. So somewhere I received this guidance from my spirit guides that there is no need to wait for any physical master or a guru to come and change your life or shift your life in any way. As we called in Sanskrit language, that there is a concept called Guru Tattva. So it's like the principle of Guru. So that principle has to be there alive in your heart. If you are connecting with the principle of the master, whoever that master is, or it doesn't even have to be an entity. It is just this principle of bowing down to the supreme divine intelligence and receive information from that Guru Tattva. If you are able to do that, you're done. You don't need any physical master to come and touch your head and liberate you. You are well capable to do it on your own. if you understand how to connect to this Guru Tattva from your heart. So that's the thing we all are going to do. And I think twin flame journey is an excellent opportunity to learn that, because when you get activated in this journey and when you start awakening, we are naturally driven from inside to that Guru Tattva, to seek, to know more, to connect to the God, to connect to the higher self of your twin flame. I think all these things are eventually taking us to that highest principle, from where we can receive that wisdom and guidance. So I think you just need to look into that, and that is it. You don't need anything else. I mean, yes, we do see a lot of people who have met their gurus, and maybe they may be having that sort of a thing in their soul contract. And it is absolutely a blessing to meet somebody where you feel that that person is your guru, and you can physically interact with that person. It is absolutely a blessing. I definitely don't want to knock that out. But those who have not yet met somebody like that, you don't have to feel that there is something lacking in your journey. You are absolutely well equipped to navigate your journey when you connect to that Guru Tattva from your heart. So that's what is my take on that. That is what I have done. I have never met any physical spiritual master who I will really call that, okay, this is the person who is my guru, apart from Mahavatar Babaji, who absolutely guides me. But of course, he's also not in the physical, right? He is also in another dimension. So you don't require a physical master. Then, hi Carla, good to see you. Then Girish, hi, how are you? What does financial blocks mean on the journey? Redirection towards soul purpose or karma, career change, or just healing beliefs? What all should one work on? Yeah, I think it is all of it, what you have described, Girish. Financial blocks could be mostly mental, mostly indicating our deep-rooted conditional belief systems. I can even describe a few financial blocks. I used to believe that making money is not good. It's like, I think, and this is a common block for most of the people, that more money invites evil. So it's not really good. It's always good to have no money or moderate level money. I used to definitely have this block. Another thing is, I can't have more. So whatever I have to save. That also is one of the very, very common money blocks. So saving for the future, because it comes from the lack consciousness. So then I also used to have this block that if I'm a spiritual person, that then I have to survive without money. So I can become a beggar, but I can't go towards money. That also is a false lack consciousness, or some sort of a conditional belief system. If you're a healer, then you can't go for money. If you're a spiritual person, then you don't need to look at money. All these are absolute financial blocks. We can definitely go deeper in these blocks. Of course, I can't. I mean, if I start talking on these blocks, I think next 2 hours we'll go into that only. So I don't want to go too much into detail in those blocks. But yeah, these are like some common blocks which most of the spiritually awakening people have. Redirection towards your soul purpose is also one of the things. Most of the people who are spiritually awakening would start struggling financially, because somehow they're starting to disassociate with their matrix life. So you lose your interest in your job, your career, or this whole passion to do better, impress your boss, get a promotion, get a recognition, get a reward. All these things you are kind of withdrawing from. So you don't understand, if at all you want to be financially successful, what is the way for you? How would you get this freedom of your soul. At the same time, you will achieve this financial freedom as well. This is like a big conflict, and because of that, a lot of people are struggling, that they are going for a job but they don't want to be there, they are not enjoying that whole thing, but only because of these fears and financial blocks they are kind of stuck there. So that also is a big thing when it comes to a spiritual journey. Career change will definitely happen for many. If at all you're already on your soul path and aligned with your soul work, in your existing job, you might keep enjoying that thing all along. But those who are not on their path and that is not really falling in as their soul calling, they will definitely lose their interest in their career, and you would obviously change the career. Like, look at me. I was an IIT graduate, master's, used to be really ambitious and passionate about branding and advertising and design. And I used to have my own company in Dubai. And I have really lived a life of super luxurious and ambitious kind of a setup. And I used to crave for more before my awakening. But then after a certain time, I realized that what the hell I'm doing. It just stopped making sense to me. Why the hell I'm running around? Why I'm impressing people? Why I want this account? Why I have to have this client? Why I have to charge so much money? Why I'm running my company in the first place? So everything started not making sense to me. And one day I decided that, okay, I just want to close this. It doesn't make any sense to me anymore. So what I do today and what I used to do before my awakening is like complete two opposite poles. Uh, Anybody would even, I mean, I even 5 to 6 years back, I had never thought that I would be closing my company and I would be doing YouTube videos on spiritual awakening. I had never thought of these activities. So yes, as my awareness shifted, everything outside whatever I was living in my life obviously shifted drastically. So your spiritual awakening, I would not call that as a block, but yes, it's a result of your shift of awareness. So whatever you are asking, Girish, I have not like completely answered that whole thing because it's too vast to discuss. But I think whatever I have said, it adds some value to you. Then Neha is asking, is it possible that during the journey, the divine feminine loses the interest or desire to connect to the masculine? Does this reflect the runner state of mind of the divine feminine, or does it mean that there is no twin flame dynamic between the two? I think there can be three possibilities, Neha. One is that the way I just described, that there can be a dormant period in your journey where you are not feeling your twin flame, you are not having that craving, and you are completely on your own and you're okay with that. This is like a temporary period where you are supposed to focus on something else and you don't long particularly for your twin flame. So either that is one possibility. Second possibility is definitely this, that somewhere you have shut off your heart chakra, that too much of a fear of disappointment or hurt, and you have gone completely into some sort of a cocoon, which is kind of a trait of a runner, extreme running. And because of that, you are not feeling that. That is another possibility, but less likely. I don't feel that would be the case, but yeah, can't deny that also could be the possibility. And the third possibility, that yes, probably you considered somebody as your twin flame, but that person is not really your twin flame. If that is the case, there will be a time when you will completely overcome whatever attachment or whatever energetic feeling that you had with that person, you will slowly come out of it, and then you will realize that, okay, this person was not your twin flame. All these three possibilities are absolutely there. Ross is asking, is it advisable to initiate contact after a sudden no contact? I so much feel at peace and I don't want to get hurt. I don't think you have to forcefully initiate the contact. If you are feeling at peace, enjoy your peace completely, and you don't have to really forcefully go and digging or poking the person, asking them, hi, how are you? No need. If you are in peace, I think you need to enjoy your peace. Somehow, the alarming thing over there is you are saying that you don't want to contact because you don't want to get hurt. So this is indicating that you are afraid of getting hurt. So you definitely need to take your own time to come to a state where you're not really bothered about getting hurt or whatever it is. Even if you anticipate contacting your twin flame, and if you anticipate this possibility that they might block you or they might say something rude to you, are you prepared to go through that? Are you coming to that sort of a strength inside you? Till the time you are not there where you are okay with anything, I won't suggest you to initiate any contact. It's time for you to look into yourself and also enjoy that peace that is being given to you. Rakshita is saying, my twin flame has rejected me because of professional expectations. He needs more successful girl for him, and I naturally stopped chasing him, but he is not going from my mind. Rakshita, I think you have to give yourself some time, because I don't know if how you have concluded that this is a twin flame connection. It may be a twin flame connection. I'm definitely not knocking that out because I don't know your story. But somehow I feel that give yourself some time and see how you are feeling. Is he still there on your mind? And it's the whole validation is not only about whether he is on your mind or not. Pay attention to everything. What is the awareness quotient that you are carrying? Is there any sort of awakening symptom that you are experiencing? What sort of dreams you are seeing? What sort of signs you are seeing? There are many things into play which will kind of indicate to you that this person is more than just a heartbreak. That, okay, you liked somebody, you really got involved in somebody, and now that person is not really paying attention to you. In a twin flame connection, there will be something more to that scenario. So you have to see, wait and watch how those things are unfolding. Only then you will be able to understand what is going on in this particular thing. However, if it is a genuine twin flame connection, it definitely can happen that the other person is looking at you from the very matrix way, very 3D way, that what are their expectation, what is their ideal match, and all these typical third dimensional templates, that how educate, what is your education, what is your social status, and all those parameters they will apply, and they will reject you based on either of them. That also can happen in a twin flame connection. So somewhere I feel, yeah, you have to go a little deeper in your introspection and give yourself a time. These are the things that cannot really give you immediate answers. Like if you start introspecting, it's not going to happen that within 2 days you got the answers, or within 2 weeks you got the answers. No, you will really have to go a little deeper to figure out. So, and it is also probably showing you some sort of a self-worth issue that you may be holding, because this whole challenge that erupted in your life from his side is about this particular thing, that you feel that he wants somebody that is better than you. So it's all something to do with your self-worth and how you look at yourself. Is there anything that you are lacking, you feel that you are lacking, or any self-worth issues you have faced so far? Or is this some sort of a repeated pattern in your life that in every relationship you face these experiences, that somebody puts you down based on your skill set or based on your education or based on whatever capability? Are you experiencing these things repeatedly from different types of people in your life? If yes, probably this is also one of that indicator that you need to look into this self-worth thing, where exactly you are getting blocked in that experience. Nidhi is asking, hi ma'am, whenever I am busy with work, I'm fine, but whenever I spend time with myself, and when I'm alone at home, then I kind of got I get tuned into his thoughts, memory, and energy. That's very natural, Nidhi, because when you are busy in your life, most of the time your mind is engaged, right? So your mind is a monkey mind. It is keeping you engaged in all the mundane things of life, your work and schedule and things like that. But when you're alone, when your mind doesn't have any task to uh, perform, then somehow it kind of settles down, and then the real thing that is there inside your soul will start surfacing, right? So that is the exact reason why that is happening. So I think just introspect on this particular thing, that are you knowingly or unknowingly deciding that you don't want to think about it? Are you avoiding anything? Are you not facing something that you have to face? These questions you definitely need to ask yourself. I am also now moving to the emails that I have received. I was reading the questions from the YouTube chat so far. Jassi has asked that there are, as you say, that there are 5 levels of union. What does each level of union mean? How does it feel? What are the signs to identify that I am on which level? Okay. So first and foremost, Jassi, is when I say that union happens on 5 levels, what are those levels? Spiritual level, energetic level, emotional level, mental level, and physical level. These are the different aspects, levels or aspects, whatever you want to call, of the final union with your twin flame. When I say level, it does not mean that there is a step. So it's like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. It's not that. It is not linear. So when I say that there are these layers or levels of union, they are integrated in each other and they are dynamic in nature. So most of the time, what happens is that as human beings, we look at all these things in a very linear way, because our brain thinks in a very linear fashion, one by one. We can't really imagine something that is absolutely dynamic and simultaneous. So we are not able to visualize or comprehend how it may be taking place. But all these things are intertwined in each other. So it's not like they are levels like 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of steps, and um, you have to first do level 1, and then you finish the level 1, and then you go to level 2. It's not like that. These are the aspects, only to structure a certain understanding. We are putting it in some sort of a physical language, that there are layers or there are levels. But when you truly understand it from your heart, you don't have to bifurcate them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just understand that it is a whole in itself. So when you activate your heart and when your journey starts, you are disaligned with your twin flame. So that alignment will start happening slowly on all these aspects in a very dynamic way. So you are kind of aligning with them emotionally. At the same time, you are also tapping into mental alignment. You are also tapping into physical alignment. You are also tapping into energetic alignment. All these things are happening all at once. However, um, some or the other way, energetic intensity will be more aligned than the mental intensity. Emotional aspect will be way much more aligned than the physical aspect. So that less or more intensity of these aspects will vary, but overall it is absolutely dynamic in nature. So you can't really figure out where you stand because it's very dynamic. You get my point, right? It's very difficult to explain that. And you just need to understand this just as a guideline. You don't have to get too much into that and start dissecting every point at a minute level, because our human brain cannot fully comprehend it anyway. You just understand the concept as a guideline, and that's it. There is nothing more that you have to do with it. So yeah, so that's about the levels of union and how to identify. Then the same person is asking, when does the third energy get activated? Is it as soon as I meet my twin flame? I have mixed experiences with the third energy activation. I have seen people whose third energy got immediately activated, like there is a soul encounter, there is a soul recognition. So maybe consciously you're not aware of who that person is or whether they are your twin flame or not, but you go through some experience, either it is out of this world experience, either it is a metaphysical experience, or you are feeling completely normal with no such experience. But even in that scenario, there is a heart activation that takes place after the soul recognition, and after the heart activation, the third energy will be activated. So third energy would typically get activated after your heart activation. However, I have also seen people where the heart activation happened, but the third energy did not get activated at the same time. There were some months or years or certain period of time before that energy actually started that activation. So heart activation happened, soul recognition happened, then the things were completely dormant, and then there was another incident or some another activation that took place, because of which the third energy got activated. So third energy either can get activated immediately, or it could be getting activated after a certain dormant period. And why I feel that dormant period comes, because either of them is not ready to take on that journey energetically or spiritually or emotionally. So it won't get activated immediately. There will be a time when that intervention happens, and that time the third energy will get activated. So yeah, both these possibilities are there. Then another question is, what does working on mean? For example, I'm facing a problem in trusting my twin flame in whatever he says, or I'm scared to initiate the contact with my twin flame because I feel if I initiate, I will get some reply which will hurt me, because this has happened all the time in the past. And when people say you need to work on your trust issue or fear, what does that mean? What am I supposed to do in this when it comes to working on myself? So yeah, it's a very good question. Thank you for this question. Somehow I have already made one video where I am exclusively talking about what is inner work and how you are actually supposed to do the inner work. Probably I will put the link of that video in this description of this live after we finish it. But for example, like if you have already given me this example, I'll just take this example that you are afraid to initiate the contact with your twin flame because of your past experiences. So what is the issue over here? First is that you have a past hurt, and that's why you have this fear that if I initiate the contact, then he will say something to me. So fear of getting hurt, fear of disappointment, fear of rejection, all these are the issues that you are holding. Somewhere also it is something to do with your belief system. First, I feel that you need to, one of the tasks of your working on is that what are the belief systems that you are holding on which you can intentionally change. So this is, for example, this is one of the belief system that you feel that all my past experiences tell me the same thing. So I believe naturally that if I do it again, the same experience is going to repeat the way I have been experiencing the same thing in the past. This is the belief system that you have formed. So what happens is that whatever you are believing 100%, you will end up manifesting the same thing. So what is it that you really need to do here is to intentionally change your belief system. You could change it with your affirmations. I am somehow planning to take some sort of a workshop on this, how to do affirmations. But there is so much, there is so much for me to do. There is so much in pipeline that I'm like completely overwhelmed. Like, okay, what all I can do in whatever limited time I get, 24 hours a day. But whenever it is possible, I am going to do this, to have some sort of a workshop where you come up with some sort of affirmation to change a certain belief system intentionally. So this is where you can say that there is a certain technique how you would identify a certain belief system and how you would replace that certain belief system with a positive set of thoughts or positive, more positive belief system, which will bring that shift inside you. So working on means identifying your belief system and intentionally changing that negative belief system into a positive belief system. This is a small part of that inner work process. And second thing is identifying what exactly you're holding. So here I can identify these three fears: fear of disappointment, fear of rejection, and fear of getting hurt by your twin flame. That is why you don't want to initiate the contact, right? So how, again, there are also certain techniques to overcome that fear. Again, like other questions, it's impossible for me to explain this whole thing in the small answer, but good that you guys are asking these questions, because then I understand that, okay, we can have some more elaborated videos or some sessions depending upon those questions. So I am going to obviously make my notes where exactly we can go much deeper. So this is one area where we can go much deeper and see how we can come to this clear understanding of how to identify your belief systems and how to identify your fears and how to um, rewire your understanding so that you are able to bring some shift to you. So yeah, I know it's not a whole answer to that question, but I'm trying to be as clear as well as brief as possible. Then okay, so somebody is asking a very interesting question. I would like to know what happens if we are constantly chasing our twin flame through social media and also running at the same time. Okay, you are wasting a lot of your time by doing that. Why I'm saying that, because, okay, constantly chasing on social media, it's not going to make any difference to you, right? It is just this, your ego mind's desire to stalk them. And it's okay. I mean, there is also fun in stalking your twin flame. Even I used to do that many times. And I used to enjoy that also. However, there is some sort of a glass ceiling to it, right? How long you are going to stalk your twin flame on a social media? You will end up seeing the same page again and again, unless your twin flame is really active and posting different things every hour, right? You will just end up seeing the same page again and again. It just keeps you entangled. Your energy is always entangled in something which is not serving you. It's kind of a glass ceiling for you. So the kind of energy you hold for your twin flame, you are just diverting that energy into the direction where there is some sort of a dead end or some sort of a glass ceiling, because you are blocked or you are not even talking to that person, right? So just seeing their social media doesn't really serve you in any way. It is just like, you are consoling your mind again and again, because going on their page and seeing their post feels nice. It kind of consoles your ego. That's the only thing that happens. But apart from that, you are not really achieving anything. And when you know that you are running from the connection, it is even more worse scenario, because instead of facing, or instead of getting in this introspection, that what is it that I can do so that I can face my issues, that I can face my challenges. I'm not saying that you have to face your twin flame, but the reason why you're running, because there is something inside you that is blocking you. So utilize your time into introspection rather than stalking your twin flame, because stalking your twin flame on a social media is just a escape to provide some solace to yourself, to your ego mind, that you are kind of seeing them, or you're seeing their post, or feeling their presence in some way. But somewhere in your heart, you're running. So this is like a loop. This is kind of a limbo state, which neither puts you here nor there. So you have to get out of that scenario as soon as possible. That is what I would say. Anika is saying, what happens with the energy ascension mission after the other twin flame passes? Mine died a month ago. Okay, Anika, I understand that, and don't worry. I am sure you are right now going through a lot of grief and shock and whatever. I completely get that, but don't worry, you will be good to go so soon. You will feel okay. So somewhere, I think first thing you need to understand is you have to accept what has happened. It takes a lot of time to even come to this full acceptance in your heart that your twin flame is not physically anymore in this world. When it happened with me, it took a lot of time for me to even accept with my ego mind that he is not anymore here in the physical. Somewhere on the soul level, I was understanding that, but my human self was grieving. I was not ready to accept. So it took me a lot of time to come to that acceptance. So that is the first thing that needs to happen. Another thing, what I have learned through my experience is that my twin flame was absolutely released from the matrix and the karmic entanglements as he left his physical body. So the whole soul energy that he was holding in this connection, or in this dynamic, really started becoming absolutely stronger after he reached in the spirit. So most of my later part of ascension happened very fast, and that happened after he passed away. When he was here, I was considering myself as a fully awakened person. But when he passed, and the kind of ascension curve that I went through very strongly and very aggressively and very fast in speed, and when I stood at a certain juncture, then when I look back, I understood that, oh my God, I was not standing at that place when he was here. I'm right now realizing so many things. So somehow I feel that he literally pulled me up with a very fast speed from the spirit. So you don't have to consider this, that just because he is not here on the physical, your journey is at halt, or you're lacking something, or you are left alone. No, I think he is with you more than ever before. Probably when he was here, he was paying attention to his physical life and his physical karmic commitments. Right now, he's completely with you. There is nothing else that he's doing apart from that. So the kind of energetic and spiritual support that you will get from his side, from the spirit, is absolutely mind-boggling. So ascension is going to happen very fast. Right now, probably you are not feeling it because it is just 1 month and you are in the process of grieving. You're holding this energy of pain. and grief. So you are in the very heavy density right now. But as you start releasing that density and you start processing that pain and you start becoming a little normal, you will start feeling that pull, that your ascension is going to take a very, very fast pace. Mission will obviously has probably already unlocked or it will unlock. So nothing in this journey that you would otherwise experience when he was in the physical, nothing, no element of that journey is going to change only because he has transitioned into the spirit. All those things are absolutely intact. So just wait and give yourself the time to process your grief, and you will start understanding what is happening with you. That clarity will naturally come to you. So don't worry about that. Then I have been feeling that I am born for my divine counterpart since I was 5. Recently, before 5 months, I just met my counterpart face to face. Finally, I met and recognized her. Does twin flame also happens to be the same sex? Yes. Twin flame can also be a same gender person. And I have seen different types of permutation combinations over here. I have also seen people who are, their sexual orientation is straight. So they are not homosexuals. But when they meet their twin flame, suddenly they will have this attraction or a pull for that person. And there is this whole drama that is unfolding in their life. And they get utterly confused because they are straight people. They don't understand that why they are getting attracted to somebody who is the same gender, because the sexual energy also is there as a part of that equation. So I have talked to some pairs like that where they are straight but they have same gender twin flame, and they only have that sexual desire or a sexual energy for their twin flame. So they are not homosexuals, but that sexual equation is there when it comes to their same gender twin flame. It is strange, but it is true. So yes. Monica is asking, would you please guide in on-off situation? Is it possible the divine masculine starts his awakening, or it needs separation, or is it up to the divine guidance? If you are going through some sort of a repeated connection separation kind of a cycle, it is definitely happening because both of you or either of you are going through some sort of a purging, that your dense energy is releasing from your lower chakras, and you need that isolation to purge, because purging process will never take place when you're together. The together energy is a completely different type of energy. It is not favorable for releasing dense energy. So when the separation happens, only then you will be able to release the dense energy. So if that is happening, it is definitely happening for your purging process. I think, and because of that, you are going through this separation thing. I think I answered your question. And as you are saying, is it up to the divine guidance? Yes, whatever is happening by the divine intervention only. It's not in our control. Jayendra is asking, ma'am, is 7 chakra meditation necessary in this journey? If yes, how does it help? Good that you asked this question, because when it comes to our 7 chakras and our kundalini, it is a vital aspect of our energy body, right? So the way we have a bath every day because we want to keep our physical body clean, we also need to keep our energy body clean, right? So when it comes to any sort of a chakra meditation or any meditation for that matter, it helps you because it kind of clears your energy body. If there is any sort of a density, negativity, anything invading you, somehow that whole practice of doing whatever meditation you're doing is kind of a clearing process, cleansing process. The way you have a bath every day, this is a bath. Meditation is a bath for your energy body every day. Does that mean like the way a lot of people are promoting many commercial coaches or spiritual healers or whatever, they are telling that, oh, this chakra balancing is like very much necessary for this twin flame union, otherwise you won't be in union and all. I don't resonate with that thought process. If you ask me, I never did any chakra balancing or any chakra meditation when I was going through this journey. All I was doing is the conscious introspection and understanding of what is happening with me. As far as you're aware and as far as you're discerning on everyday basis, are you journaling? Are you really introspecting? Are you trying to figure out what is it that you need to work on? As far as you're doing all those things, you are absolutely on a track in your journey. Is chakra meditation not necessary? I won't knock that out. It is extremely important when it comes to balancing your energy and cleansing your energy. So from that perspective, yes, it is absolutely integral and important aspect of any spiritual journey. But if you are asking me this question, that is chakra meditation necessary for twin flame journey or manifesting twin flame union, connected to each other. This is what I would say. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Then Kavita is saying, I'm in a complete surrender state and happy in life, but I get dreams about him and keep seeing signs related to our memories. Kavita, what is coming to my mind with that statement that you have made is, okay, you are in the state of surrender and you are kind of happy. That's great. That's absolutely commendable. But if at all you are getting dreams, that means there is some sort of a higher channel that is trying to communicate with you, either your spirit guide or higher self of your twin flame, something that is trying to tell you something through those dreams. So even though you are in the state of surrender and you are not running or chasing, you need to start becoming mindful about what is the communication that is being communicated to me from the higher realms. Either there is something that you are missing out on, or there is something that you need to pay attention to, or there is something that you need to learn more, or there is some sort of a blind spot that is being shown to you through your dreams. There will be something, because without that, there is something over there, you will not see these dreams. So it's very important to journal your dreams. It's very important to understand those dreams and take those dreams very seriously and see what is it that they are trying to tell you. I think that is the next step, seems to be the next step in your journey, that even when you are in the state of surrender, there is something that your guides are trying to tell you. Even the memories, from those memories, maybe there is some point that is being shown to you. You just need to introspect on that. He is married and he called me once, but I felt he is enacting a closure in fear of my curse, or was that genuine? One thing is very sure. I don't know if what is happening in your specific dynamic, but if somebody is trying to do some sort of a closure or whatever it is coming from their general understanding that, okay, they have to close something or whatever. It it is a twin flame connection, that closure will never be there. So you don't have to judge that person. Maybe they are genuinely trying to close it, but they won't be able to close it. So don't think about it too much. I think you're overthinking. You don't have to over dissect this whole scenario. Just say okay to whatever they are saying, and don't bother about it much. That's what I feel. If the twin flame bond is based on unconditional love, why does the divine masculine twin disrespect you, treat you like garbage, abandon you, and chose another woman? Nothing of this looks like love. Rajeshwari, thank you for asking this question. It is very important here to understand that the way you are framing this question. First of all, we all are learning a lesson of unconditional love in this journey. That's like one of the basic things that we are being exposed to. So look at this whole concept of unconditional love from our side first. This whole experience is probably telling you that even when the person disrespect you, even when the person goes somewhere else, or even when the person is treating you as a garbage, are you still holding love for them? And there are a lot of things to realize over here. I can even give you my example. When I met my twin flame, I was a teenager, he was a teenager, and we ended up in a big street fight, and he started bullying me in public. So you can imagine a teenage girl being bullied on the street with a group of boys, and they're commenting on my clothes, they are commenting the way I walk or talk or whatever. And I being in such a vulnerable state where no one ever treated me like that. So my self-worth, my respect, everything was challenged by my twin flame. He not even treated me as a garbage. It was like worse than that. I can't even describe. And somehow in those days, I tried to hate him. That, oh, this guy is like real, I don't want to even think of him, and he's such a bad person. I want to hate him. And to my surprise, I was so much overwhelmed with his aura or charm or whatever you want to call. I was not able to hate him. I used to always have his thoughts in my mind, and I used to hate myself. That why the hell I'm thinking about him? The person who is insulting me left, right, and center every day. I'm really going through a hell when I see him around. But still, I can't really hate him. And that's when that whole internal journey started in my life, and I started questioning, like, what the hell I'm thinking, what the hell I'm feeling, is this love? I was such a naive person at the age of 14, 15. I didn't even know how it feels to fall in love with somebody. So those were my lessons, that I started understanding that whatever I'm feeling is this unconditional love. Does it really matter however he treats me? I'm still holding that love in my heart. So holding unconditional love for somebody takes a lot of courage and a lot of patience, and a lot of faith in God and in yourself. So when I acknowledged it to myself that I am really in love with this person, I had no way to expect anything in return from him, because it was very clear that he bullies me, he hates me. I am the number one person on his blacklist. So there was no way for me to expect anything, but still it was my conscious decision that I still want to hold love for him in my heart. And I learned that lesson more or less at that time only, the way those things unfolded. So when you are saying that this journey is about unconditional love, it's for you. Are you understanding the importance of unconditional love? Now somebody can even ask me that, but this is like, you are becoming a doormat in front of them, you are not having self-respect. It's not about self-respect. It's not about, I was not throwing myself for him to kick me out somewhere. I was having my self-respect, but in my heart, I still held uh, a lot of love for him. Even when he hated me, I was not able to hate him. I chose love. I did not choose hate, depending upon how he is treating me. So that's one side of the story. And another side of the story is whatever he is behaving, as we say, that twin flame is your mirror, right? They will show you what you need to work on. So imagine that he is your spiritual counterpart, and by behaving all these things in your life, somehow he is showing you what is it that you have to release, what is it that you have to learn. Like in my case also, my twin flame bullied me, but I am grateful for that, because when he bullied me, when he behaved in the way he behaved, I started discovering myself. I started releasing so much of density that I was accumulating. So all these experiences are somehow showing you what you need to work on. So when you say that he disrespected you, that means there is definitely something that you're holding when it comes to your self-worth, your self-respect. There are deeper issues over there which you need to understand for yourself. Uh, um, he abandoned you. All these, I think all these lessons are related to your concept of unconditional love, and you choosing love uh, and not hate. I think I'm trying my best to explain this. It's not easy for me to explain these intricacies, but yeah. And choosing another woman also. Like when my twin flame was bullying me, he was dating somebody else, some another teenager girl. Okay, like a teenage relationship, I would say. But he was having a girlfriend. I did not ever feel jealous about that girl, because I said, okay, fine, it is his choice. And even when he was in a relationship with her, somewhere my heart always used to tell me that there is a connection between me and him. And it doesn't matter if he's dating somebody else, or if he ever dates me or he doesn't date me, it doesn't really matter. What really matters is that I really feel a lot for him, and I accept that. So I think this journey is about learning the highest lessons of unconditional love. And that path of learning that unconditional love goes through all these challenges that you are listing in your question. So I hope that's a satisfactory answer to you. Isha is asking, ma'am, many people say for reunion with a twin flame, it is necessary to be financially abundant or independent. No, not at all. Many people are saying that because there are a lot of feminine, female twin flames who are um, mostly in the setup of um, depending upon their family, their husband or their father. Financially, they are not independent. So the moment you are not financially independent, somewhere you are not in the state of making your own decisions, right? You can't say that this is what I choose for and that is it. Somehow you are losing your own freedom of choice because you are not the financial earner. You are not earning for yourself. So obviously the person who you are depending on, you have to abide by whatever they tell you. So I won't say this is specifically a twin flame reunion kind of a challenge. It is a bigger challenge than that. Like most of the feminine ladies, especially who have given their powers away by giving certain decisions to others. So somewhere I feel from that perspective, yes, being financially independent would be one of the major factors for any feminine or anybody for that person to come into their own power. So it is related to coming into your own sovereign field and your own power, which lets you have your own freedom of choice, becoming financially independent. Some people are going ahead and relating this whole scenario to a twin flame reunion. That if you really want to leave your husband, for example, to be with your twin flame, you will have to take certain steps to do that. But you can't do that because you don't have that confidence, because you don't have the financial freedom, right? Somehow I kind of differ with these people. I have never been guided by my spirit guides to teach or even say or spread certain thoughts that you have to break your marriage to be in your with your twin flame. That's not what we are calling as a twin flame union in any way. But if your marriage is not working, if it is becoming toxic, or if it is over, and if you want to live your own life in your own ways, being financially independent is the first step. So I will not necessarily relate it to twin flame union as such. I think it is necessary for any human being who wants to free themselves from any parameters. So, yeah. Okay, then somebody is asking, I'm getting all the signs to focus on myself and stop chasing him and just follow my own way. But I always feel like the universe does not want me to get over him. What do I do now? What you're feeling is that being into his energy is equal to chasing. This is what you have put as an equation for yourself. So these are two different things. If you are not able to get over him, I can understand. None of us who have been on this twin flame journey are able to get over our twin flame. They are always there in our hearts. And as we are on the spiritual journey, as I typically call that as a third energy, that third energy you are always going to feel. So even when you are not actively thinking about your twin flame, their thought or their essence or their energy is always going to play as a background music in your life. So you listen to it or you don't listen to it, that music is going to play. So this whole idea of getting over him is not practical. You will never get over him. The solution to this is to identify that this is a third energy and how you can deal with it. I have made a specific video on this. What is twin flame third energy and how you can deal with that energy. If you can watch that video, you will understand how to deal with that energy which you're feeling 24/7. Does that mean that you are chasing your twin flame? No. You can release the energy of chasing. So you don't have to actively chase your twin flame, but at the same time, you can still hold your twin flame and the love that you feel for your twin flame in your heart. You don't have to struggle inside. What is happening right now that you are kind of struggling to pull your twin flame out of your heart and you have to forget, you have to run away from those thoughts and the memories of your twin flame. It doesn't happen because your soul doesn't allow you to do that. So your soul is in the resistance, maximum resistance, that you're trying to forget or overcome that or move on from the memories of that connection. The solution to this is minimize the resistance, accept the connection, accept that he is your soul counterpart, and put him in your heart, smile at him, love him every day. That doesn't mean that you have to chase him. You get the difference, right? So make sure that you watch that video of third energy. I don't know how much time has passed. I'm just, oh my God, it's almost 1.5 hours now. Okay, I'll take like 2-3 questions more. Rajeshwari is asking another question. I heard the connection between God Shiva, the divine masculine, and the goddess Parvati, the divine feminine, was also like the twin flames. But God Shiva never married or chose anyone other than his divine feminine. Then why do most twin flame DMs do? Because right now, as we are human beings, right? Like Shiva and Shakti, we can call them as the entities from the higher realms, or somebody who did not have karmic entanglement with each other, right? They are divine counterparts of each other. So they naturally came in union with each other because they are each other's divine counterparts. There is no two ways about it. Why are we not getting easily and smoothly and effortlessly in union with our divine counterpart? Because we are living a human life. We are being born in the families who are having a lot of ancestral issues or karmic scenarios. So as souls, we are picking those families, we are picking those ancestral issues. We also may be holding some past karma or some past karmic entanglements. There is so much that we are holding. We are not naturally vibrating at a level where we are just such pure souls coming here on earth that we don't have any karma left. Eventually, our destination, as our planet is ascending, is to reach that state that this planet Earth does not have any karma remaining. Like most of the karma is released. So most of the souls that are incarnating here on planet Earth are karma-less. And when you incarnate here as no karma person, holding your own true inner light, the moment you see your twin flame in the physical, you will be instantly in union with them. You don't have to go through separation, connection cycles and all that. Right now, we have to go through all these separation, connection cycles and meet different people because we have remaining entanglements with those people. So all these masculines are meeting some different soulmates or karmic partners because there is some sort of a karmic release, that karmic clearance that is remaining between these two people. So they are here to release those karmic contracts. And that is why precisely we are meeting different people and we are not instantly getting in union with our natural counterpart. So I hope that answers your question. Then Katya is saying, I put some boundaries between me and my twin flame. And right way, I have terrible pain in my left hip. That was terrible for over 2 months. Is a little better now. Is it normal? If you say that you have put boundaries between you and your twin flame, that means there is some sort of a separation, right? Like you put something there and said no to something. I'm assuming that. So having this terrible pain in your left hip, your left side represents feminine, your right side represents masculine. So if you were having a lot of pain in your left side, that means there is some sort of a feminine wounded energy that you were releasing. And probably when you put a boundary and there was this separation, and when you kind of stood by yourself and you chose things for yourself, there was something that was not serving you for whatever reason, which was stored in your left side, started releasing. So just understand that this is a purging thing that you processed, even though it may be a little painful or distressful when you are having that pain. Just accept that, because the more you are into acceptance that I am purging something and there are certain body parts that are paining, it's okay. Don't put any resistance to that process, because there is some sort of a density that is being released from you. And it is normal in terms of purging. You don't have to worry about that. However, I don't want to knock out any kind of a medical intervention, labeling everything as a spiritual experience. If you have pain, obviously you visit a doctor and see if everything is okay with you. But at the same time, also understand that this is a part of purging process. Tamanna is saying, hi Pradnyaa, I love my twin flame unconditionally. My parents are forcing me to leave him. I would die rather than choosing somebody else. The situation is taking me away from my higher self. Please help. I think this is the time, Tamanna, for you to stand by yourself. Of course, I can't accurately comment on what your situation is, but overall, from whatever you are telling me, somehow I feel that you are kind of getting affected by your parents' pressure. So I don't know why your parents are forcing to leave him, is because parents will see a scenario typically from certain perspectives, right? How much he's earning, from which family he comes, what caste, what religion, what age, so many things parents will see. And if any parameter is not matching, obviously they are going to put forward certain uh, parameters or choices in front of you. So I think communication is the key. You have to tell them how important it is for you to stick to this connection, and if you choose something else, how it is not going to serve you or help you. And even you can even give examples, even if they are imaginary examples, because you give examples, then the person understands. Give them examples that somebody was married forcefully and that person was never happy in their marriage. So do you want me to stay always unhappy all my life by following your decision? Somewhere you have to stand by yourself in this scenario. That's all right now I can comment from what you have written there. Um, um, okay, Glads is saying, why can't a twin flame be a karmic? What if you go through the spiritual ignition with a karmic? Um, why a twin flame cannot be a karmic? Because twin flame is not a karmic contract, right? How can I explain this? It's like, imagine yourself as a soul, as an energy in the spirit. So when you are incarnating here on planet Earth, you are either having other souls which come from your soul family who have a very deep bond with you and have shared many lifetimes with you. Through all those soulmates in different roles and responsibilities in the physical incarnation, you have learned a lot, you have evolved a lot. So when we call somebody a karmic connection, it means that that person is not from your soul family, but there is some sort of a karma that you accumulated from that person in your past life, which you need to release in this life. So that would typically be like a karmic connection. However, soulmate connection also is karmic in nature. So your parents, your siblings, your friends, your teachers, colleagues, anybody in your inner circle in this life also is a part of your soul family, coming from, and with many of them you may be sharing a connection or a relationship for lifetimes. Somebody has been your mother in 10 lives, or somebody has been your teacher in 12 lives, or the teacher in your last life is your parent in this life. So there are multiple permutations and combinations that these soul families will keep exchanging with each other. So they have a very good understanding of you at a soul level, and you particularly make that soul contract. And the nature of that soul contract is karmic, because you are here coming on this planet to release karma or whatever, learn your soul lessons through karmic life, right? Like the whole nature of the life on earth is karmic. But when it comes to your twin flame is a higher aspect of the polarity of your soul. So the nature, the basic nature between you and your twin flame is not karmic. It is a spiritual entanglement with each other, that you were created like that, or you are a part of each other. So whatever entanglement exists between both of you is not based on what karma you accumulated with each other. It is based on the nature of your existence. You get my point, right? So that's why your twin flame is not a karmic connection. However, if you have been incarnating on this planet along with your twin flame in several lives, there is obviously a possibility that you created some sort of a karmic entanglement with your twin flame while being in different roles in different lives with them. So there is some sort of a karma that exists between both of you. So as a nature, twin flame connection is not karmic. but karma can exist between both of you. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. So that's the answer of the first part. And then you are asking me that the spiritual ignition, can't we have a spiritual ignition with a karmic contract? Yes, we can. There are so many people, somebody got raped by somebody. That's like a complete negative karmic this thing. But once the person was raped, some spiritual awakening happened, and so suddenly their life changed. So karmic can ignite your spiritual awakening for sure. But the nature of that spiritual awakening is completely different than what awakening the twin flame ignites in you. There is a difference between spiritual awakening and kundalini awakening. So kundalini can be awakened by twin flame, and then there is this aggressive, accelerating ascension growth that happens after your twin flame encounter. That sort of a spiritual progress or that sort of a spiritual awakening will not take place with the karmic, because your twin flame holds that key to unlock that heart center of yours and trigger everything inside you. Only twin flame, the higher polarity aspect of your soul, only has that ability or a facility to do that. No one else. So there is a little difference between how your spiritual experience will vary with your twin flame and anybody else who triggers your spiritual awakening. So I think that's the answer of your question. And somewhere I feel is it's too late now, so I have to stop. I'm saving all the questions which I have not answered. So I can either cover it in any of the pre-recorded video or in the next live. And there is also another huge list which I have not answered. So this is all for today. And I also want to say that the registrations for India retreat are absolutely happening quite fast. And there are very few spots, I think 7 to 8 spots that are remaining. And that can get over quite fast. So anybody who wants to register for the India retreat that is going to happen near Pune from 8th January to 12th January, especially for those who are struggling with how to connect with their inner self, higher self, how to do inner work, and how to integrate and balance their twin flame energy and all that stuff. The initial stage of the twin flame journey. Anybody being in that stage, wanting to have some sort of a shift in their journey, can definitely think of coming to this retreat. All that information about the retreat you can get in the links I have posted below any of my videos, any of my recent videos. Just visit any of my videos and find that link for the retreat, or put a comment to me and I will send you the link. So that is all for today. See you sometime in some other video. Thank you so much. All of you, take care. Bye.